you make of Dan Andrews' comments yesterday saying they had the gold standard now, given what's happened the last couple of days in the news today?
Look, can I just make this point, which is really important, and that is that information is so key when we're dealing with the pandemic. So can I just ask that that we continue to share information in a timely way with each other. So whilst there might be various statements made about one system versus another, I think what matters is to make sure that our systems are geared to making sure there's timely information flow whenever an event occurs. And I say that because whether it's something suspected as a community transmission or something suspected as a breach of quarantine. In relation to quarantine systems, as I say repeatedly, no system is perfect. But what I do say about New South Wales is that we've returned 122,000 Australians back through Sydney Airport. Our system isn't perfect. Every time there's an issue around the states, around the country, around the world, we make sure that we have it covered, and if we don't have it covered, we tweak it, and that's an ongoing situation. But I say this, just judge us by our actions, judge us by the facts, and I don't think the public want us engaging in that type of boastful interaction, frankly.
Do you accept that they're the new gold standard?
I'm sorry?
Do you accept that they're the new gold standard now?
Oh, I've never said that about us, and I certainly wouldn't make comment about anybody else. At the end of the day, I think, in New South Wales, we like to rely on the facts and the statistics and the science and the health advice. And we've welcomed home 122,000 Australians. We've not discriminated what state they're from. Thousands of those people have been Victorians, West Australians, Queenslanders. I acknowledge that Queensland and New South Wales are the two states that will be resuming their caps on Monday, and I want to thank Queensland for doing their part. For a long time, New South Wales was the only state doing its bit, and I'm grateful that Queensland has now come up as well.
You mentioned there the sharing of information from Victoria.
Well, look, I just want to make the general advice, and can I stress this point, that our health experts work closely together extremely well. Our health ministers do that, but it's really important that systems are geared up to provide advice in a very timely way. Sometimes, as Dr. Chant has said on a number of occasions, hours can make a huge difference. Being able to stop a transmission in its tracks, being able to isolate someone. Frankly, we know that if you have a symptom, you shouldn't be leaving home. You should get tested and stay home and isolate until otherwise advised. But clearly, obviously, if states have information, they should all, and that includes New South Wales. We need to make sure our systems are geared for that free-flowing information, which helps our residents. And as Dr. Chant said, we did get information about one floor of that hotel, and we're looking for further information so that we can keep our public as safe as possible. And it's just about information systems, and I do want to stress and thank Service New South Wales as well for working with health and the police. We have real-time information and data available, which not only helps us in keeping track of what's going on, but also helps keep our community safe by being COVID safe at all times. And I just think at this stage, cooperation is integral. And I'm not going to engage in a war of words. I don't think the public wants that. But what the public does want is the facts. And I've stood on many occasions and truthfully explained what we think is going on, warts and all. And I think that's the way all of us should continue moving forward.
Premier, are you saying that they're being too slow in telling you and the New South Wales government what's going on in that hotel?
I just want to say that in general, there have been a couple of examples across more than one state. Now, Minister Hazzard and Dr. Chan and others are too polite to say this, but there have been a few examples across more than one state. I don't want to single out a state where information could be more timely, and that's all we're saying. In New South Wales, again, I don't take it personally when something goes wrong. That's what happens. You just have to make sure you get the information out as quickly as possible to make sure that everybody is aware, everybody can be warned, because time is of the essence. Hours make a difference. But again, I want to thank and commend all the health workers, all the health experts in every single state around Australia. They're all doing an awesome job under difficult circumstances. I want to thank the health ministers that are in daily contact with each other. They're doing an awesome job. But all of us have to appreciate and accept now that with a fast-moving situation, with many changes on the way, given the variant strains and what that can mean and the amount of transmissibility, that it's really incumbent on all of us, including New South Wales, and I put New South Wales in this basket as well, for all of us to provide timely information to each other so that we can get ahead of the virus and not let the virus beat us.